three quick questions. Firstly, on the military, Chinese military in Africa, I want to say this as respectfully as I can. I would say I respect the Africans. If the Africans decide for their own security, they want to have closer military ties with the United States, that's a good choice, a defendable choice. If they want to have good ties with China, let them choose. So please allow the Africans to decide for themselves. I can tell you in private, many Africans complain to me about the condescension they get when they make their own decisions. So I think it's very, very important to take the view that Africans can judge for themselves what is good for them. Now, on the question of Xi Jinping, I actually believe that I think what you express is the conventional view of the Anglo-Saxon media. The first point I'm going to make is that the conventional view of the Anglo-Saxon media on Xi Jinping is not shared by most countries in the world. And I can tell you this, that many of the world leaders who have dealt with President Xi face to face, deal with him, discuss issues, find him a sober and reasonable interlocutor. And the one point on which I would say where I have the maximum amount of disagreement with Orville is that Orville portrays a man whose dream is to revive Marxism, Leninism, to revive communism. That's not how most Asians see Xi. We see Xi as someone who believes that China has been a great civilization. It has had 100 bad years. It's time for Chinese civilization to come back. So if he has a dream, the dream has nothing to do with communism, Marxism, Leninism. Even though it is China is run by the Chinese Communist Party, it is an instrument. The Chinese Communist Party is an instrument that is being used to revive what Xi Jinping believes to be a great civilization. So that's his end goal. But I think the most important question was the last question, and I completely agree with you that our planet is endangered in many different ways, and you spell them out. And frankly, that's why in my book, The Great Convergence, I say that the world has changed fundamentally. And to explain how it's changed fundamentally, I use a very simple boat analogy. And I hope you'll reflect on this boat analogy. In the past, when we live in 193 separate countries, it was as though we were living in 193 separate boats, right? So we could decide what to do on our boat. So if one boat got COVID, the other boats wouldn't get it. They're in different boats. But the world has shrunk, and I really mean that literally. We no longer live in 193 separate boats. We live on 193 separate cabins on the same boat. Now, if you're on a boat together and the boat begins to sink, the stupidest thing to do is to lock up your cabin and say, I'll protect my cabin. And that's exactly what we are doing, which is bizarre. We're supposed to represent the most intelligent species on planet Earth. But we're doing something completely stupid in response to these great planetary challenges. And that's why I say the wisest thing you can do about this geopolitical contest between US and China, at least just press the pause button for a while. Look at what's happening in the world. Focus on the real global challenges. Maybe after we fix them, then we can go back to the squabbles. Thank you.